Who's in the mood for maple brown sugar turkey this holiday season? Because I know I am. Yep, with that being said, let's get to cooking. All right, the first thing we want to do is we want to create what's called a trivet. I'm going to use some veggies in order to attain that. What that just basically means is we're going to grab some root vegetables. Doesn't matter what type of veggies. Could even use bell peppers for this. And we're going to cut them up in big chunky size pieces. And we're going to place it at the bottom of the pan. And once we're done, we're going to place the turkey on top, and that's just simply it. All right, for this trivet this time, we are going to do, let's see, some carrots. The longer carrots, I'm going to cut them in threes. And the smaller carrots, I'll probably just cut them in half. We're going to also slice up some onions, because onions tend to add to the flavor of just about everything that you're making. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and slice the celery down the middle just a little bit more. And yeah, we should be good. All right, we're gonna get our onions and our celery. And we're gonna add everything to the bottom of our cast iron skillet. Because we're gonna be making a turkey breast, I'm using the cast iron skillet. However, if you are gonna be making a whole turkey this holiday season, not a problem. Because what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna give, or should I say leave recipe instructions at the bottom in the description bar area for a whole turkey as well. All right, we got everything going. Oh, this is perfect. All right, we're gonna slide this to the side. This right here, this turkey breast is, I forgot how many pounds. I sure did. But nevertheless, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna find the weight because I have it on the package. And in the meanwhile, I'm gonna spruce this turkey up just a bit because around here we are big on presentation. I'm just removing this part right here. It doesn't look the best. And that's it. Once we're done, we're gonna flip it back over. I went ahead and rinsed the turkey with salt and lemon juice. Get rid of that gamey smell, of course. This holiday season, we're gonna start off with a dry rub. All right, let's see, we're gonna add some oil. Massage it into the turkey. And the reason for the oil is because we want all of the seasons that we're gonna add to stick to the turkey. We have salt and ground black pepper. We also have some smoked paprika for that nice smoky element of flavor. We have onion powder. We're gonna be using garlic powder and some of my all-purpose chicken seasoning, of course. Great on poultry, veggies, beef, broccoli, seafood, doesn't matter. We're gonna add some bouillon, chicken bouillon. All right, once we have our dried seasoning mix, we're gonna start to sprinkle it onto the turkey. Yep. Yes, this turkey is gonna be everything. All right, I'm gonna pat the seasoning into the turkey, of course. Make sure the skin is perfectly flavored. We're gonna flip it over as well. And this is a bone-in turkey, okay guys? Bone-in. And I'm gonna leave the instructions for a boneless turkey as well. Because there's so many different variations from bone-in turkeys to boneless turkeys. And of course, the cooking time all differs. Of course, bone-in takes a little bit more time to cook. And a whole turkey definitely takes a way longer time to cook as well. I'm lifting the skin because upon washing the turkey, as I mentioned earlier, I went ahead, took my finger, index finger, and I separated the skin from the flesh, which makes it much easier to go in and just add some seasoning under the skin. You want to make sure you get all of the flavors locked in, not just on the outer surface, but on the inside as well. That's gonna make a juicy and a delicious turkey. If you're only adding it on the skin, well, guess what? If the person doesn't eat the skin, I guess they're gonna have a flavorless turkey. And also, when you slice it, if you don't get any of that skin, it's gonna be, you know, like I said, the flesh is gonna have no flavor, and that's gonna make for a boring turkey. The whole idea of eating anything during the holidays is to taste delicious amplified flavors. All right, everything is perfectly seasoned, even the carcass, the backside of the turkey, right? The bone area, everything has seasoning. So that just means everything is gonna be perfectly flavored. We're gonna sit it on our trivet, of course, the veggie bed that we just created. And we're gonna allow it to sit here for a second and soak up all of the seasonings. Let's take our turkey broth or chicken broth, either or. Any type of poultry will work perfectly fine for this recipe. We're gonna add the broth around the turkey, not on top of the turkey to knock off the seasonings. That would defeat the purpose. So we're just gonna take our time and add our liquid. And obviously the liquid is gonna give our turkey even more flavor, not to mention the veggies that's at the bottom of the pan. Once the turkey starts to cook, all of the drippings are gonna infuse with the trivet that we created at the bottom, the veggies at the bottom. All right, let's make some maple brown sugar butter. Into the pan, we're gonna add 2 sticks of butter. I went ahead and turned the flame down just a bit. I don't need a brown butter situation today. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our brown sugar. This is lightly brown sugar. Not lightly, but light brown sugar. You're gonna give it a good stir, incorporate the brown sugar with the butter. And I know you're probably wondering, yes, this is salted butter. However, feel free to use unsalted if you prefer. We're gonna add some smoked paprika. Let's add some garlic powder. Stir it up really good. We're also gonna add some onion powder. A few more things, nothing major. Let's add some cinnamon. After all, it is the holidays. We're gonna go ahead and add some maple syrup. Add that syrup, all right? And let's add some lemon juice, along with our Dijon mustard. Yep. I know you're like, wait, you're adding cinnamon to the sauce? Yes, I am. I want to make using cinnamon a little bit more customary. I use it a lot in the background, like when I'm cooking at home and stuff like that. But I want you guys to start pulling that cinnamon off the shelf, okay? Don't only wait for the holidays to use cinnamon. Stir it up really good. As you can see, it's starting to thicken up, which is perfect. That's just what we want. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the stovetop off. And I'm gonna allow it to cool down for just a second. I know this is different, but here's what we're gonna do with our sauce that has cooled down. We are gonna add it to our turkey. And don't worry, the seasoning had more than enough time to soak into the turkey, so we're good. This is not only gonna infuse more flavors, but it's also gonna give it that superb color as well. Boom. Get the front as well. The flavors from our maple butter, they're gonna infuse with our veggies at the bottom as well. So by the time we're done, we're gonna have the, oh my goodness, we're gonna have the most tastiest gravy ever. We're gonna place it into our 350-degree oven for about an hour to an hour and a half, or until the internal temperature reaches about 165 degrees Fahrenheit, or a little bit more, nothing less, because we're dealing with poultry. And yes, this is gonna go in uncovered. Check it out. This is beautiful in all of its glory. This is gorgeous, my loves. And it took absolutely no time whatsoever, an hour and 20 minutes. Hey, that's all it took. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're not gonna slice into it just yet. I know it looks amazing. We are gonna place it onto our plate, and we're gonna allow this beautiful turkey to rest at least for 20 to 30 minutes before slicing into it. Simply because we want all of the juices to circulate throughout the turkey. If you cut it now, what's gonna happen is you're gonna lose all of that deliciousness. You're gonna lose all of the juice. We're gonna turn this into a gravy, all right? So here's the thing. There's some carrots. Now, if you wanna take the carrots and put them alongside your turkey, definitely can. If you wanna continue to keep them in the gravy, you can do that as well. But for this particular recipe, I am going to remove the carrots because the carrots are going to be absolutely delicious. And why not? Serve it up, you know what I mean? Serve it up. Allow it to be complimentary. And we could work with what's in here, which is the onions and celery. Not to mention, we already got the flavors from the carrots, so we don't have to keep it. We need to thicken up everything that's in this pan. And to be honest with you, if you want to add, like, let's say maybe some sage, you definitely can. See, our gravy is starting to thicken up, which is perfect. Turn the flame down just a bit. We're going to add some sage. And the sage is going to complement the maple, nevertheless. So not only are you going to have like that maple sagey type flavors going on, but it's also going to maintain that country flavor as well. All right, the flavor that we enjoy when it comes to gravy, homemade gravy that is. We're going to add a small amount of Italian seasoning along with some parsley. These are going to be dried ingredients, don't have the fresh on hand, but these are going to work just fine. We're also going to add some fresh thyme and some of my all-purpose cooking with Tammy seasoning. Okay, not just good for chicken, it's good for everything under the sun. All right, we're gonna give it another stir. As you're adding your ingredients, give your gravy a taste. See if it's what you like. If you need to add maybe a pinch of bouillon to amplify the flavors, you can definitely do that as well. But in the meanwhile, I am gonna turn this off. Stir it up really good, make sure everything is perfectly combined, and we are finished. Now here's the thing, I don't know about you, but I like a nice smooth gravy. We still have onions and celery in this gravy, all right? And in order to remove it, we're gonna add this gravy to our sieve or strainer. Okay, we're gonna add our gravy. All right, strain it off, and this right here, the celery and the onions, you could toss that into the garbage. For presentation purposes, of course, we're gonna add our perfectly textured smooth gravy into our gravy bowl. All right, that's it. Perfectly cooked. The meat is gorgeous. Perfectly cooked white meat, as you can tell. Tender and juicy for sure. This is delicious. Oh my goodness. Let's dip some in the gravy. That gravy is a winner. My loves, definitely give this recipe a try. It's going to be so worth it. Definitely worth it. Add a little gravy and get to eating. The baked mac and cheese was awesome. We made our Cajun chicken and shrimp baked ziti. We also did a delicious maple glazed ham. And not to mention our brown sugar maple turkey breast. Like I said before, I'm gonna leave the full instructions just in case you wanna make a whole turkey. It's gonna be definitely worth it. Follow everything to its entirety and you're gonna have a delicious holiday dinner. All right, my loves. Anyway, as always, I'm your girl Cooking with Tammy, and I will definitely catch you guys in another video. Talk to you later. Bye, guys. This is good.